What's up, everybody? New York Jets fan 16. I'm a proud co-host of the Jets Afterburners podcast. Working alongside with Liam. I can't say more good things about this gentleman. As young as he is, he's so mature for his age. And I wanted to give a special shout out to him because, as many of you know, I was part of a different podcast, which I enjoyed a lot. But there were certain things that occurred, and unfortunately, we had to shut down. And after that, there was a lot of life experiences that I went through that was pretty tough. But thankfully for Liam, he reached out, many months after, and he's like, "Hey, listen, I have a show. I would like for you to be part of it. But if you can't, I totally understand." So, I thought about it a lot and I said, all right, let's do it. Right. And very open minded individual. But making certain decisions, you need mental clarity. Right. There's a lot of things that we battle through, and that's what this episode is about. It's your health. It's the awareness of understanding where you are in life. Just as much as I want to talk about football right now, I think there's something bigger than that a lot of us fans, whether you're a Jets or Browns fan or even a different league fan, that we all struggle with. We all have these demons to spar, right? And I know for me, it was addiction. And it wasn't drug related of what we know, like heroin or cocaine. For me, it was food, right? I couldn't stop eating certain things. And I thought, this is the way how life is. You got to eat 6 times a day, little meals, and it expedites your metabolism. And I went through an issue where I believed that and I ballooned. I was probably 15 or 16 and I'm at 180 pounds and I'm looking at all these other members from the football team in which I was a part of. I played quarterback at this high school and I'm like, yeah, I got to get my weight up. So I went all the way to like 200 pounds. And then after high school, I continued these eating habits of being at a point where you get to a high of eating so much because of your insulin levels. So just in case if you don't know what that is, it's just sugar spikes, right? So when you consume, let's say, a burger, right? You're like, oh, there's no sugar in there, but the bread itself is composed of carbohydrates, and when your body breaks that down, guess what? That turns into sugar, and it elevates your blood sugar right up. You have this like kind of high, and then just like the stock market did in 2008, it crashes all the way down, and then you need more. And every time you do this to your system, there's an addiction that occurs. There's a pattern that occurs. So, unfortunately, I had to go through a health scare last year, right? Where I had to find my why. Why are you so enslaved to eating this way? Suffer from depression because of the eating, anxiety, being lethargic, and accepting this lie that I'm about to tell you. The older you get, the more you crumble, and the more you could accept that you're going to get less energy out of your system. So I'm 44 and I hear, oh, it's downhill from here, downhill from here. If you continue to say these words, I mean, words are powerful, man, then it's going to happen. So you think, you become. So I started to change that last year, right? I'm like, all right, you know what? I need to know more about this. I need to get to the nitty gritty. What is this? What's going on with me? So I started venturing out and I started interviewing a lot of individuals on the podcast. Nick Shine, for one, Chris Carberg, Dr. kills so many different individuals. And I'm like, wow, there's something in common here with drugs and food. There's an issue with the pharmaceutical companies, agricultural companies, that they need you. They need you to be sick. They want you to constantly be in a state of brain fog, not knowing what your next step is, thinking that you need, and again, this is not medical advice or anything like this, you need to be hooked on pills over and over and over and over. We've been conditioned that cholesterol is a bad thing. Look it up. Best thing to do is to question everything. Learn the verbiage, learn the science behind the science. So, right now, for 14 months, I'm on something called the carnivore diet, also known as a lion diet. So, you might think for yourself when I'm about to explain, wow, this is extreme. This is beyond crazy. How can you just survive on just eating red meat? Isn't red meat bad for you? Doesn't it have so much fat? Aren't your arteries going to get clogged? So, last year, I started at almost 250 pounds. 2024 September, started having issues with my system. Went to the doctor immediately. Yo, got to go for a colonoscopy. Got to see what's going on right away. Now, again, not medical advice. You do what you do. I started branching out and I started realizing that it's not just a carnivore diet, it's even vegetarian dietism, vegan, or a balanced diet. You want to add grains in there? By all means. But the most important part of this, of you getting back to how you were structured, is fasting. So I started fasting 16 hours, 20 hours. And I felt like my system was recalibrating. And my mind started opening. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? All the inflammation that I had within me started dissipating. I started getting more energy. What is up with this? I'm not eating in the morning. I feel energized. I'll drink a cup of coffee here and there. I'm cool with it. So, on top of fasting, I did something called an elimination way of eating. I wanted to see what would trigger my symptoms, my laziness. I cut everything out. All I was eating is high fat, whether it's ground beef, but I made my own food. I would not go to McDonald's. I wouldn't go to Wendy's because I don't know what's in there. I don't know what they're placing in there. And not for nothing, if I was a CEO of a big chain company and I need you to come back, same vision as a drug dealer. I need you to come back. Just like a lot of Chinese food restaurants, they put monosodium glutamate. They make things taste that much better, and you're going to come back. Have you ever ate it? Nice fried rice, sesame chicken, and you're, oh my goodness, full. Not even 20 minutes later, you're back at it. You can't stop. Addiction. So I started introducing foods back in for me personally. Vegetables. I couldn't do vegetables. Not that I couldn't process it, but because of the carbohydrates, it would spike my sugar levels. But you need fiber, not this way of eating, because the fat takes over for the fiber and you're satiated. Satiated means you're full and you're listening to your body, and your body's telling you, yo, it's time to eat. Not you wake up and immediately you start eating. Let me break it down like this and give you a great example, right? You wake up, same thing, and you have your breakfast at 8 a.m. Now, your body, as you're going to work, is breaking down this sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant, right? Your orange juice, cup of coffee. It's breaking it down. It's trying to extract as much nutrients as possible. This is 8 o'clock. Now, 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., they tell you to eat like a snack, something to get you going. So you eat like a little bar, little power bar, or oats. So now your body is still breaking down breakfast. Now something else goes down, and now it's breaking that up. Your body now is exerting energy a lot. All right, your body's saying, okay, you know what? We can handle this. We got this. We got all day to break this down. So as it's still breaking down, 12 o'clock comes, lunchtime. You go with your boys or whatever to a pizzeria. Oh, whatever it is, sandwich. You scarf that down with like a Coca-Cola or a seltzer, whatever the case, water. Now, your stomach and your intestines, everything, it's breaking down more. Now your body is sending out even that much more energy to break down all this. You come back from lunch, you sit down in your desk, and you're like this. Wow, that is, I'm really tired. I don't know why. I don't know why every time I come back from lunch, I'm really tired. Now, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., your body is focused. The prime focus right now is breaking all this breakfast, little mid morning snack, lunch. 2 o'clock comes, you start crashing even that much more because your insulin just dropped below its normalized level. And you need something, a pick me up. But your body is still breaking this down. Get another power bar or a banana. Let's go the natural route because natural is the way to go. So eat a banana at 2 o'clock. Now your body's still breaking down the croissant and the power bar from this morning and the pizza, and now a banana goes down. Wow, feel good. Oh, feel great. This is great. It is 3, 4 in the afternoon. You punch out. Now you're driving to work. Your insulin level drops again. Your sugar level down. Everything down. You're heading home, but now there's something in your gut called a bio. How can I explain this? It's like these little enemies, these little bacterias that feed off of sugar. The microbiome, they're called. And they love replicating themselves utilizing sugar. Now it's 4 p.m. You're driving home. You know you have a beautiful dinner, but you can't wait. You go and you stop by and you get yourself a beef patty or fried chicken and you're scarfing it down. Maybe you're driving to work. You can't stop. Now it's 5 p.m. Your body now is still breaking down everything. And then you get home, you get out of your car and you pull something with your back or your hamstring. You're like, oh, what just happened? Oh, I know. I'm 44 years old and things are downhill from here. This is normal. Normal. You go through the door, 6 p.m. Ah, honey, how are you? Oh, good. No, I'm not too bad. I just got out of the car and my back hurts. Oh, yeah. What happened? I don't know. I have no idea. Now, your body, that energy has to have its percentages. What do I do now? All right. You know what? Let's throw a little inflammation on that back. We're going to save it for later because right now we're still breaking down lunch now. You sit down, 6:45 p.m. Here comes dinner. Some pasta, some curry goat, whatever the case is, some wine because you need that. 7:45, a quarter to 8. Take a shower, this and that, go downstairs. Plop on the couch because you're exhausted. Your body is shutting down. It's like your body's saying, give me a break. I'm done. No mas. But then those little critters from the microbiome start saying, we need Doritos. We need food here. And now they have a straight chain link to your brain. They call it the second brain. We need Doritos. We need Chips Ahoy. We need it. You deserve it. You worked your ass off all day. We need a snack. Okay. 8:15, 8:30. You plop on the couch again, put on Netflix or whatever the hell you're into. You start dunking your Oreos in milk, and you start nom 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 nom. You get to another high, and you find yourself with your eyes rolling back. Same symptoms as a heroin addict. Same thing. And you want to find the right position on the couch so that your pulled back doesn't hurt as much. But then you get yourself up and your shoulder starts hurting. Your body now is still breaking the power bar from 2 p.m. And now it sends inflammation to your shoulder. It says, we're going to get to that as soon as we're done breaking today's food. Maybe hopefully during the night, we're done with this, and then we could attack the lower back. And then tomorrow, hopefully around 10 or 1 p.m., we could trigger and see what's going on with that shoulder. See how the human body works? You go to sleep. You can't sleep. Your sugar levels all over the place. You finally fall asleep. You know who you are because I've been through it. You can't sleep. You're tossing and turning. And then all of a sudden you fall asleep. And half an hour later, it seems like the alarm goes off and you are so tired. You take a shower and you go downstairs, get your coffee, you have breakfast again, and your body's saying, what are you doing? But then we're creatures of habit, and that day replicates itself. More aches and pains. More aches and pains over and over and over until you realize when you have a huge health scare that when is enough enough? What is it when you have to go to the doctor's office to take blood? Your cholesterol is high. Your blood pressure is high. You know, you have to be careful. You can't eat the way how you're eating. Okay, how do I eat? Well, you have to see a nutritionist. So the doctor sends you to see a nutritionist. So you go to the nutritionist and you ask the nutritionist, hey, I heard about fasting. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to deprive your system of vital nutrients. You can't do that. Can't do it. So right then and there, the industry is rigged. You're like, well, what's going on here? What is up with this? That's where me personally, I went out of the box. How is it possible that before going on this way of eating, and again, I'm not saying that carnivore and the lion diet is the cure all be all. The main factor here is fasting, allowing your body to focus its energy where it needs to go. You have an ailment, it's going straight there. I had left knee surgery last year. I wasn't getting better. I kept hearing click, 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 even after the surgery. 3-4 months afterwards. Oh, it takes time. It takes time. Of course, the doctor has to cover themselves. It takes time. It takes time. When I went on this way of eating, where I just eat once a day, I get everything I need. A piece of steak, a ribeye or a skirt steak, whatever the case is, medium rare. It's called nutrient dense, bioavailable. It means as soon as you eat it, your body attacks it, grabs everything that it needs immediately. And you're like, whoa. Even the fat on an animal is normal. Butter, grass-fed butter is okay. You're not going to die from that. The problem is when you mix butter with bread and cereal and all this stuff, and then you gull it down your throat. It's not the way to be. So now, just from my own experience, this is when you question things, you realize that we've been really fooled here. That our nutrition, our health Everything is tied. Your mental health, those depression pills, all of that is due to the way you eat. Try it out. Try 25 days on carnivore. Try fasting. Try it. Because now your body can focus on going to the ailments. Back pain, it's going straight there. All of its energy, all the energy that it was using to break down the croissant, bacon, egg, and cheese, the pizza, the power bar. Oh, those are great. It's going straight to your lower back, all your energy. It's breaking everything up. And when you fast, there's something called autophagy. And you're like, what is that? Come on, man. Like science words, it's a jet show. If you get anything out of this episode, it's that autophagy. What that is these are dormant zombie cells in your system. They're dead cells. They float everywhere in your system. When you fast, there's a synapse. There's a connection with that zombie cell. That zombie cell becomes a stem cell immediately when you're in this state. So if you have any droopy eyelids or issues, let's take that lower back for a second. It sends that zombie cell, it morphs it, stem cell, sends it, and starts repairing. We were made to repair ourselves. Pharmaceutical companies realized that they can't be in business if they have you healthy and understanding this knowledge and this wisdom. They can't be in business. They fully understand that their system is built on a house of cards. But they have brainwashed us to think that they are indestructible. All it takes is you to say, I don't want to live in constant disease, in constant fear, in constant, oh, I got to take this pill, but this pill is going to trigger this side effect. And now for this side effect, I have to take this pill. And you find yourself with those long medicine boxes. All right, at 8 o'clock, I got to take this one for my cholesterol. And at 12 o'clock, I got to take this one for my blood pressure. And then this one, I got to take it for my heart. And then this one. What if your body is saying to you, hold on a second. This guy's saying something here. I may not agree with everything that Dan is saying, but there's something very, very synonymous of what I go through during the day. The reason why I'm speaking out is because I care about people. I genuinely, authentically love people. I like listening to individuals. During these interviews that Liam and I have, whether it's interviewing high-profile individuals like Gary Vaynerchuk, Trey Wingo, Connor Rogers, Connor Hughes, NFL players, doctors, physical therapists, people that have suffered through addictions, and Jet fans giving their perspectives on the state of the team. I enjoy that. We enjoy it. We like, oh man, there's something special about the individual speaking their point of views across. And when you see someone and you want to help and you have knowledge because of so much books, so much experiences that we go through, I want to share it. I want to harbor all this stuff and not tell you guys. I think it's important. That's how we all will live with one another in harmony. And I can't wait to look at the comments later because I think it's important. Whether you disagree with me, whether you agree with me, it's important that your views are shared. That's how we grow. This isn't a, oh, you're not eating this way because this is not what the heart surgeon says. This, and check out that episode. I interviewed a heart surgeon, Dr. Philip Ovadia. He has performed over 1,000 heart surgeries. Check it out. He went carnivore. He started seeing, look, this is, they're blaming cholesterol. It's something deeper than that. And he was overweight. He was seeing patients on the operating table. And he said, if I don't change the way how I eat, I'm going to wind up there. He started doing his own blood test. Everything normalized. I feel it's so important to share the intellect that we get. That's how we make this world go round. The heck with division. That's where government wants us. They want us to always be divided. And by that, we continue to be at odds with each other. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing. And then depression hits. Why doesn't this person like me? Why doesn't that person agree with me? And you start getting all up in your feelings. Mental health starts declining. Let me tell you, it starts with proper nutrition, and you need to be focused. Your mind needs to be released from this captivity that they have bestowed on us. You can't do this. You can't do that. Constantly. You can't, you won't, you don't have it. These negatives we have been fed constantly. Fight back. Yes, I can do this. I have the discipline. I have the willpower. Feed your head. Like the Dormouse said. Continue doing that over and over. Speak life into existence. Even if it hasn't happened yet, that's what faith is about. Look at life differently. Me personally, you might think I'm crazy, but my favorite day of the week is Monday because that's the start of something new. It's a new dawn, new day, new week, new challenges, new trials and tribulations, new goals to set out by the time it gets to Friday. Then we start again the cycle. New relationships that I can grow, new things that I could experience. Listen, man, and women, I'll leave you with this. I really hope that this video stirred you up. I hope it upset you. And I hope it motivated you to say, is there something else? Have we been lied to? Should I reassess where I'm at right now? Maybe a subtle change may place me on a trajectory of recovery. With that being said, guys, we thank you always, for tuning into the show of the Jets Afterburners podcast. We appreciate you so much. And again, if you can, just hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps us out. We're going to be doing a lot of health and nutrition in the off season. We're going to have a lot of doctors on, a lot of physical therapists, just like we did last year. I think it really helped out. And if you ever want to open up, no judgments, of course, and share your stories, by all means, let me know. DM me on the Jets Afterburners handle on Twitter or even Instagram, and we'll definitely set up a date and time. But with that being said, guys, be safe, and God bless. Later.